Look this motherfucker. Shabin Sharmuda. Nice. Look, Money, look what he is. Look. This is shit, look.
Vital signs.
Nice.
You like that?
Just ran into my shots too.
That fire stops everything.
Yup. Eternal Idiots down. Get out of here.
You better have immunity. Behind me.
Two down on me. Oh my, let's go.
Got him. Y'all all going down, buddy. There's nowhere to run. You can't run from it. Got one. He's about to go down.
Assistance.
The player nerf gun.
He's dead.
Run, motherfucker, run. Money, fuck you and fuck your group, Money. Fuck you and fuck your group. Fuck you and fuck your...
I want to successfully extract this. I never get named shit.
Yo.
I'm medkitting up. We can push in 1, 2.
You got a
3.
bow. You choose again.
Hold on, get him up.
Down.
I put him on fire. I put him on fire while I was down. He's dead. Bro, listen. So look, I hit him with the cloud from a distance, right?
That's fucking great.
And so while I'm down, I activate the cloud because I heard the BTSU gloves go off. Oh my god, that was epic, yo. He just died.
That's great. I didn't
How do
think
you
that was
activate
possible.
it if you're
Because
down?
once you shoot it, you have to activate it, or activate it by shooting the cloud. But you can manually activate it by hitting the button again, right? So I did that, and it caught him on fire, yo. That's crazy.
That's nice. There's a guy here.
Okay. Watch out.
No, my club, my stuff, my named item.
Relax.
What is that?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't let us take my things.
Hey everyone, Be Righteous back again from Identity with another Division 2 video. If any of you have ever played Division 1, then I think that you'll appreciate this build. It is very effective and you'll be shocked at how much it'll change your experience. If you're new to my channel and enjoy builds from DPS all the way to skill, then please drop a like and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. FireCrest 2.0 utilizes a skill so strong that if on the receiving end of it, will have you wondering what happened. Like Predator's Mark 2.0, FireCrest is a resurrection of a build that was originally on Div 1. I personally used it to fight many of the DPS builds that were very difficult to deal with. So with the dawn of this new meta that has returned, I decided to go back to my roots. Molded into my own style, this build is neither a skill nor a DPS, but a hybrid, which combines both survivability and tenacity. It performs exceptionally well whether using it as a support role or to lead the charge. One thing to note is that it's not easy to use. You must be nimble and precise all at the same time. This is what it takes in order to be successful with this build. The only counter to this is hazard protection. So if you don't have any of that, then forget about it. The purpose of this build is to level the playing field by causing crowd control. Even in 1v1 encounters, FireCrest is nothing to play with. It's really sweet because it has a bait mechanic, meaning that you attacking me works to my advantage. I think that's enough talk. Let's get right into this build description. Okay y'all, like I said a month ago in my original FireCrest 2.0 build before this patch, I told you I was going to make an updated version of this because the previous one isn't viable for TU6. So here's the video, and if you like to check it out, the link is in the description as well. For this build we're going to be using the survivalist specialization, specifically for the survivability. Because it's a hybrid, you're going to need to rely on the healing. And for the weapons I use the Urban MDR and the Eagle Bearer. Now you would think that I should use the Pyromaniac, but for some reason the Pyromaniac has really low base damage and I have 3 of them and they're all low. The good thing about rifles is that they have a high base damage. And also this is a resurrection of the FireCrest from Division 1, so I'm trying to replicate that as best as possible. And in Division 1 the Urban MDR was an exotic. Its exotic talent was that when an enemy had a status effect, it didn't matter which kind, you did 30% extra damage to them. So I think it's only right to use this weapon. I rarely use the Eagle Bearer. It's just good to have as a secondary. It's a really good weapon, and when you're firing your primary, it gives you bonus armor. For the mask, I have an Alp Summit mask with Creeping Death, and I think Creeping Death is very rarely used. I have skill power on it, and it's really good. It got a buff for this patch. Status effects spread to the nearest enemy within 25 meters. That is a lot if you didn't know. And this can occur once every 5 seconds. So it happens back to back over and over again. It's the perfect talent for this type of build because you want to do CC. You want to do as much CC as possible. So this talent is perfect for this build. Chest piece, I decided to go with the Fenris Harness Armor. And the Harness Armor comes with a utility mod slot, which is good for a hybrid because you need that extra skill power or whatever you're going to put in there. I rolled 15% weapon damage on here, which is very important. With hybrids, you always want to have damage and skill. You want to have the best of both worlds, so that's why I rolled that on here. And I don't need Berserk because Berserk doesn't proc with rifles, and I mainly use the Urban. The holster, I specifically got the Overlord's Armament for the rifle damage, and I rolled skill power on here because you want to make sure you reach 3000 skill power. We all know that's one of the most important things on skill builds and hybrids. The backpack, I have 608 skill power and 1.5 weapon damage. Now this right here is unrolled. I used this same backpack that had 38,000 armor on it, and I rolled it on one of my other builds. So normally this armor would be 360k, but because I took the armor off this and put it on something else, right now I just didn't get a chance to roll it back. But normally I'm way more tanky than this, and the gameplay you saw was that version of me being tanky. So you want armor and skill power on here. Also tech support, because when you kill somebody with your skill, it just gives you more damage and hardened. I wanted the perfect talent for this, but you very rarely get the perfect talents that you want. It basically has to be a perfect roll. So this one is fine for now. The BTSU gloves are the only gloves you want to use. This is what gives you that massive amount of damage, along with the mod I'm going to tell you about when I get to the skills. But this gives you extra skill damage, extra skill healing, and repair. So this helps your survivability as well as your damage at the same time. And I got some Gila knee pads for tankiness, and I put calculated on it to reduce my skill cooldowns while I'm in cover. I figured it's a really good skill to have when you use something like this. And I just want to say that the whole concept of this build is to help you fight against those overly aggressive DPS builds that just run up in your face and think that you can't do anything about it. You know, the cornerstone of DPS builds are to run up and try and just burst you down. So as soon as they shoot at you, that's your cue to shoot the chem cloud at their feet, which then counteracts their ability to cause you harm. Even against snipers and those who like to sit and cover, it's worse for them. Now you may be thinking, oh, you have to shoot the cloud in order for it to detonate, but no. You have complete control of your chem launcher. After it's on the ground, you just double click the button to set it ablaze at will. That's why I said the ones that sit in cover have it the worst. In cover, while on fire, you can't shoot, so the only option is to get out of cover, which will then expose you to my crosshairs. So the skill I use, of course, is the chem launcher, fire starter. And I love this thing so much. I think this might be my favorite offensive skill. It has such an area of denial. And if you pair it with teamwork and coordination, you can become unstoppable. As I said in my previous FireCrest build, the main secret to this build is the mod for the chem launcher, and that mod is called Burn Strength, not Burn Damage, because that's what the BTSU gloves are for, which I'll talk about in a minute. The burn strength is what makes the duration longer, also enabling those burn ticks to hurt more. So the burn strength is what makes the burn duration 9.5 seconds, and I only have 88.5% burn strength mod. I know some of you out there might have a 99 or 95%, and I think that'll make the burn duration up to 10 seconds. So one of the reasons why the BTSU gloves work so well with the chem launcher is, for one, the gloves require a status effect to activate. So when you hit someone with it, two things are set in motion: your burn damage, which is what I was talking about, that's where you get your damage from, and the activation of the gloves, which brings me to my other skill, the Mender Seeker Mine. Your healing will go through the roof with the gloves activated, and if you have good heal mods, it's even better. Survivability is key in this build, and with the Mender, you'll be able to persevere through a good amount of damage. And also, because it's the survivalist specialization, you got these fire grenades, which is even more CC. So I want to just let you know that that's pretty much the build, and I just want to tell you that if you are efficient with this build and you have a good team, even if you're solo and you're efficient with it, then you can work wonders. I mean, you don't have to despair. There are other builds out here that can help you fight against these overly aggressive DPS builds. And I just wanted to show you this so I could let you know that it's possible. If you enjoyed this build and if it helped you out in any way, please drop a like and hit that subscribe button. This is a template for you to follow along. You don't have to do it exactly the same, but try to build out. It's very good, it's very effective. Let me know what you think about it, and I will see you in the next build video. Be right out.